Good morning, everybody, and welcome to this briefing on Sunshine Insurance Marathon Bahamas, and in particular, the Pink Run Race for the Cure. Firstly, allow me to introduce the persons at the panel. My name is Paul McQueenie. I'm the president of Sunshine Insurance and, by extension, president of Marathon Bahamas. To my right is Shelley Wilson, who is the vice president at Sunshine Insurance. Following her is Ms. Willie Moss, noted attorney out of Grand Bahama, who has graced us once again as being the chairperson, and Mrs. Gray from Sister Sister. Thank you for being here with us this morning. A little bit of history. In 2009, Sunshine Insurance launched Marathon Bahamas as a Bahamian sporting event and tourism event. Donations from the initial event were geared towards cancer care and cure NGOs, and served as the foundation of the event. In 2010, we decided to introduce a 5K race within Marathon Bahamas weekend, geared specifically towards cancer awareness, and align the event with the Susan G. Komen branded events of a similar nature around the world. 2020 marked the 10th anniversary of the Race for a Cure with the Susan G. K. branding, while Marathon Bahamas enjoyed its 11th year. During this period, almost 500,000 in donations were made by Sunshine Insurance Marathon Bahamas to cancer care NGOs, specifically Cancer Society of the Bahamas, Princess Margaret Hospital Foundation, Sister Sister Breast Cancer Support Group, and Cancer Society of Grand Bahama. As a consequence of the global COVID crisis, Marathon Bahamas' in-person event was put on hold while the virtual events were held in 2020 and 2021. We are now in a position to relaunch Marathon Bahamas' in-person event in 2020-24, and indeed actually started accepting registrations at the start of this month. The 2024 event will undergo some material changes. The first being that the Marathon Bahamas event will be held on one day rather than 2 days, and that date is the 14th of January, Sunday, 2024, with the marathon starting early that morning and the 5K Race for the Cure starting shortly thereafter. The other change is that the Pink Run, formerly known as Susan G. Komen Race for the Cure, will now carry the sole branding of its founding lead sponsor, Sunshine Insurance, as the Pink Run Walk for the Cure. The underlying objectives will remain unchanged in that donations will continue to be made for the benefit of cancer care NGOs. We are certainly grateful for the name recognition Susan G. Komen gave us over the years, while a name only, as the event heavy lifting and funding was supported by Sunshine Insurance and its sponsors, and that will continue going forward. Marathon Bahamas has evolved into a world-class recognized event attracting professional runners from around the world. Marathon Bahamas is accepted as a qualifier for all of the major marathons throughout the world, and indeed is recognized in many international magazines as a featured annual event. Marathon Bahamas is also highlighted in many airline in-flight magazines as a worthwhile tourism event. And in this regard, Marathon Bahamas has consistently generated near to $3 million in tourism spend over that weekend. We expect that trend to continue. At this point, I'd like to introduce Shelley Wilson to talk more specifically about the event that will take place. Shelley?
Good morning. This is such an exciting time for us here at Sunshine Insurance, and indeed for us as the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. After a 3-year hiatus due to the COVID pandemic, we are pleased to announce that we will be returning in person to our race weekend on Sunday, January 14th, 2024. The highlight of our race weekend for the local community has always been the Race for the Cure, and this upcoming January will be no exception. The Race for the Cure will look a bit different, will feel a bit different, and I think it will actually encourage some of the persons who were a bit timid about participating in the past to participate this year. The emphasis for the Pink Run, which is indeed a walk and run, is for breast cancer research, education, treatment, and support. So we encourage all Bahamians, because we know that there's not a single adult Bahamian that has not been impacted by breast cancer specifically, or some form of cancer, whether that is through the loss or supporting the survivorship of a mother, father, sister, wife, friend, co-worker, or child. You may even be participating in honor of your own struggle. This event is open to persons of all ages and all physical conditions. And participants from the past will be pleased to know that the route has changed slightly. And so we've eliminated both of the two Paradise Island bridges, which we knew was a bit of an overwhelming task for the novice runners and walkers. And so this route will be more flat and easier to manage. Starting time at 6:45 a.m. on Sunday, January 2024. There will be no race events on the preceding Saturday, which is what the local community had become accustomed to. The 5K is again a 3.1 mile event, so it is manageable even with limited training. And the starting line for the race will be at the Western Esplanade, and that will also be the finish line. So in terms of logistics and transportation, it is going to be a bit easier because parking would be conveniently available in the Fort Charlotte area. The route for the 3.1 mile 5K race would start at Western Esplanade, head east past British Colonial and the Prince George Dock, exiting near Scotiabank on Bay Street, back onto East Bay Street with a turnaround point in the area of Christie Street, and then continuing back to the finish line at Western Esplanade. So it is a beautiful, scenic, flat event. The timing that our participants have become accustomed to, the 5K chrono track timing and the photos of your photo finish will be available just as they were in the past. We're very pleased that the same amount of awards that we provided in the past in terms of awards to overall male and female in various age categories, as well as overall survivor participants, those will remain unchanged. So that is your encouragement to gear up, to get training, to walk in teams, to liaise with your coworkers and form teams, because there will be awards, as we did in the past, for the largest team, the most enthusiastic team. Again, I would be remiss if I didn't acknowledge some of our sponsors who are our sponsors to date, and also to encourage Corporate Bahamas, those who have not come on as sponsors yet, to reach out to us at Sunshine Insurance, because you all know after a period of 10 years of having this event, you know the impact it makes on our community, both in terms of spirit and camaraderie, but also in a tangible way in terms of the financial contributions that we're able to make to breast cancer and all cancer-related causes. So I would like to acknowledge the Ministry of Tourism, Royal Star Assurance, Arawak Homes, Graham Thompson, Gatorade, Thompson Trading, Commonwealth Brewery, Dasani, KTH Physiotherapy, Deloitte, the Cleveland Clinic, Focal, Runners Depot, Bahamas Waste, and in addition, we have our prizes, our raffle prizes at the finish line, and we're very grateful for the hotel prize partners such as Atlantis, the Four Seasons Ocean Club, Margaritaville, the Warwick, the Island House, Breezes, and Comfort Suites. So you can see that there is a full array of prizes, but you cannot win a prize if you don't participate. So if you have no other encouragement, a nice staycation by one of our hotel prize partners may serve as additional encouragement. The highlight of the 5K Pink Run Walk is, of course, the Survivor Ceremony. And this year, like all previous years, our event will culminate in a survivor ceremony at the Race Village, which will be at Western Esplanade. And that is a huge pink party, family-like atmosphere. There will be the usual pampering of our survivors at the Breast Cancer Survivor Tent, which will be manned by the Nassau chapter of the Links Incorporated. I would now like to welcome Mrs. Willie Moss, who will bring remarks. She has honored us once again, and again, and again, this being her 10th, going on to her 11th year in serving as our honorary chair for the 5K Pink Run and Survivor Ceremony. Thank you, Ms. Moss.
Thank you. And thank you, Sunshine Insurance, because without you, this could not have ever happened, particularly to the extent that it has. And I say thanks not just because I am a survivor 29 years and counting now. Will be, God willing, by the end of December, 30 years and counting. But I say thank you on behalf of all of us who have encountered cancer, breast cancer in particular, over the years, and all of the families who have had family members encountering breast cancer. The survivors have much to be thankful for and grateful for. And while Shelley has said they're honored to have me, it is my honor, and I am privileged to serve in the capacity one more year as the chair of the now Pink Run. And I'm so pleased that we now have our own Pink Run, because we have come into our own, as it were, through the efforts and the tremendous contribution from Sunshine Insurance and the sponsors who have year after year been a part of supporting this very, very, very worthy cause. There are thousands of persons since we began this who would have had the terrible experience of sitting in a doctor's office and being told that they had breast cancer. And many of those today are here today because of the support that has been given through the fundraising efforts of Sunshine Insurance and Marathon Bahamas, with the then Susan G. Komen race, as it was called, and now our own Pink Run. It is certainly my privilege, my pleasure to be a part of this fantastic event. And it is fantastic. For those of you who have never been out, please make this your first time. And for those of you who've been waiting like me and all of my grandchildren and all of my other friends to come back out after a 3-year hiatus, please come out, bring a friend, find somebody, tell them to bring a friend, and let's make this the biggest one ever. We need your support. We have not yet beaten breast cancer, and we need your support to continue the fight to make sure that we do find the cure. I want to be able to wake up one day and know that it is not going to be a death sentence for anybody anymore. And I thank you all for sharing the word, for spreading the word, for making it possible for this to continue, because we need every single dollar that you will put towards supporting this phenomenal undertaking. Thank you, Sunshine Insurance. Thank you, sponsors. Thank you, all of the people who are here, who I'm sure are going to be out there walking with us. All of the press, I'm going to look for you, each of you. And I invite you once again, the public at large, please come out and make this the biggest event ever to have happened. The first Pink Run, with many more to come, that will be growing bigger and bigger each year. Thank you very, very much.
Good morning. My name is Agnes Gray St. Elise, and I am a cancer survivor of 2 years. I have been diagnosed in 2021 with breast cancer, and I'm doing great. I'm doing fine. And I'm so happy to be a part of the Sister Breast Cancer Support Group, one of the newer members of the group, but I am so delighted. It was easy to become a part of Sister Breast Cancer Support Group, because when I saw the love, the care, the enthusiasm that went into caring for persons who were hit with cancer, I had no other choice but to become a member and do my part as well. Sister has been a benefactor of the Marathon Bahamas race through Sunshine Insurance for quite some time, and we are forever grateful to Sunshine Insurance. We are grateful. Why? Because we know and we see the need of persons who are hit with cancer, especially those from the Family Islands. They come into New Providence to get medical treatments, and sometimes they have nowhere to stay. They don't have the money. They can come into Sister, and they can get a port, an expensive port that costs anywhere from $500 and up dollars. They get it free. Sister is doing a great thing to support cancer patients. We also has a breakfast feeding program at the oncology clinic on Tuesday mornings. We were doing it for the whole month, 4 Tuesdays, but after COVID came and we were unable to continue, when we came back, we are only doing it 2 mornings per week. But we are so grateful to do that because the persons that partakes in that program are forever grateful. We give a care package to each patient that are receiving treatment each day at the oncology clinic. And I want to stress how important it is for not only corporate Bahamas, but anyone, any other organization or business to support these NGOs, because we do so much to help the wider public. And we are now looking to embark on establishing a hospice. And we're now in collaboration with Doctors Hospital to secure a few rooms from them at a building that they are renovating at the moment. And that takes money as well. So we're asking corporate Bahamas who are not on board with us, please come on board. We really, really need your help. Anyone else who can give a helping hand, please give a helping hand to Sister Breast Cancer Organization. We know that breast cancer and all other cancers are so prevalent in this country today. It's so ironic. I was diagnosed in 2021, and just about a week and a half ago, my sister, who is 4 years older than I am, she has just gotten her biopsy report back that she is now hit with breast cancer. You know, so it hits so many families. So we need to come together and support these NGOs who are helping patients with cancer, because we don't know when it will hit home for us. So let us do what we can. But I want to say to Sunshine Insurance, we thank you so much. And there are many other corporate Bahamas persons who help us out very well. But I want to say today to you, Sunshine Insurance, we thank you so much for your continuous support to Sister organization. Thank you.